What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of GIVIN GAME PODCAST. I'm your host, Rickey! And today's guest is another special one indeed, ladies and gentlemen. My next guest, you've seen him in commercials for Butterfingers, Starburst, Care.com, Experian, Taco Bell. I mean, he's doing damage on the TV side as well with roles in 911, TheRookie, Good Girls, and the upcoming series Damascus. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Amos Blackman.
Yeah. Thank you. Was not ready for that. Thank you. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. How you doing, dog?
Hey, I'm blessed, baby. I'm happy to be alive.
Oh, I feel it.
Happy to be alive, man.
Hey, man. Just for everyone out there watching, this is a podcast for individuals who want to get into the industry. We are here to demystify the process of breaking into Hollywood or the music industry or whoever my guest is at the time. So if this gives you some good insight and you like what you hear, please subscribe and like. So without further ado, my guy.
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on. Yeah, the dog. Real talk.
Come on, man.
You know,
It's brotherhood, man. I gotta get everybody I can on, man.
that's what I respect.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we talk like this all the time.
100%. And I was like, yo, why not put it on wax and give it to people who don't have this information accessible to them?
It's smart.
You know, so it's like,
I see you.
he said,
I see you. It's smart.
Hey, man, I'm trying, man. But, I always start this off with, where you from?
I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Chi-Town.
Yes, sir.
Chi-Town, stand up.
Yes, sir.
How did you break into acting? Like, were you acting out there in Chicago, or like, what were you doing in Chicago before you got out to LA?
So for me, it was I was never one of those kids like I want to move to LA and be an actor. Right. Like that was never my thing.
Really?
I didn't even like that was I didn't know that you could even make money from something like this. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. So eventually, what happened? I'm back in Chicago. I'm running track and field.
Okay.
Some shit happened in NCAA. Then I was like really like not depressed, but I was just like, damn, I thought this was like my goal. I was training for this my whole life.
Yeah.
Some stuff happened, I couldn't go, and so now I'm like, what do I do? And I remember people always told me like, man, you funny, like dog, be in the class clown, like you should be stand-up comic. So I did 2 open mics out there, and someone was like, hey, you got to get into these acting classes. They'll teach you about improv, and you do these things, and they'll walk you how to read a script, break it down, and
what?
I knew nothing about this, bro. So
what? You started in stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
So just you just got right into it because people were like, yo, you funny, and you was like, you know what, I'm gonna try my hand at the stage.
I had nothing to do anymore, so I was so used to having a schedule, like athletics my whole life, so I always had a schedule.
Yeah.
So then you get my first year of college, I stayed out there, and shit happened. So then I had to like leave school.
Okay.
And I was like pissed. I was annoyed. I was just like, man, dude, I'm bored.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I guess I could do some open mics, or I guess I could do some improv. So I looked it up.
Yeah.
There's a place called Second City, Chicago out there.
Okay. Isn't that where it originated? Second City originated out there in Chicago.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
At the time, knew nothing. I'll go do
like
But until I moved out here, I was like, oh, man, you know the people that went there? No, man, I just went because I was bored.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Didn't know the history or anything about that.
Knew nothing.
What?
Ended up going there, left because I realized I liked improv. It was really easy, but I wanted to do more acting. So then I was like, I think I can do this. They hiked me up there, built me up there.
Yeah.
So then I started doing these random classes, man. I don't even know if I should say the name because, like,
Hear the name, man.
I want to trash on it.
I want to trash on it.
But, like, at the time, there was a thing called JRP. Have you heard of this?
Oh, yeah.
I did that.
That was, you did that shit?
I did it. Now, here's the thing.
That's like the little seminar shit, right?
Yeah, it's like they do workshops and they teach you this stuff.
Yeah. We have agents come through. And
Yeah,
all that.
like,
It's like scam type shit.
Now, and this is how they get around it. It's not a scam, but they're charging you $100 for a pencil when they can give it to you for $5.
What?
So they make you do all these classes.
They do different shit to get around like the scam, but it is, and then they have some success stories. That's how they get.
Technically, I'm one. Technically, these niggas good at what they do, boy. I tell you. And so man, like, so I did learn a lot, but dog, they charge you $4,000 to give you a script.
And this was when you were in Chicago. You did
Yeah,
this.
I'm 18 at the time, bro. Like,
Wow.
and so they were like, you got to get out to LA. I guess what I did learn was like I soaked up enough game around people. Like these are all theater kids and like wanted to do this their whole lives. And so like I'm picking their brains. I like to break down a script, do my character development, like writing it down.
Yeah.
So I guess I did learn a lot, but it was more from the community opposed to like the actual structure that they had. We won some tournament, regional. Then we got to come to California. It was my first time ever.
Really? So the JRP thing got you to California?
Yeah. So I qualified to like join this group or whatever.
Okay.
So we represented Chicago. Still 18 at the time. Come out here. I'm like, that's pretty fire, man. I ain't never been. They got trees. Oh, look at these trees.
They got trees.
You told me it'll never snow. So like, then I came in like 3 months after that. Moved out here.
Really?
Yep, just went. Everyone thought I was joking back home. I was like, yeah, I think I moved to LA. They're like, oh, you're not? I was like, nah, I'm dead ass. Like,
And you were 18?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Somebody flexing their Mustang.
Somebody flexing that shit, man. That was you on your way to LA. He said, yeah, y'all think I'm playing? I'm out.
Yeah. I was 18, bro. Wow. On my 19th birthday, I landed here. And it was cool, man, because I basically grew up out here as a kid, really.
Wow.
Because I didn't know nothing.
How did you start to transition into, acting at that point? Because you got the JRP thing, right? And then you came out to LA, fresh.
Right. So let me go back. So I ended up, can I say this name? There was like a few agents there.
Okay.
I won't say two, but there was like one. It was a coast to coast, like people like this.
Okay. Right?
So one of the ladies there told me she liked me or some shit. She was like, you got to move out to LA. I can't rep you if you live here. Oh, that's all I needed. So I have to preference the story with that. So she planted that seed. I was like, so I have to get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. I come out here, knew nothing. I have an aunt out here, actually. So she was like, yeah, you crash on my couch while you look for a place.
Okay.
And she's like, do you want to finish school? Like, you did 1 year out there, like, just finish school. I was like, I'm kind of done with it. But I ended up going to Santa Monica College.
What? SMC? Yeah.
SMC.
I went there, too, for like a semester.
And I was like, this is just not me anymore. Like, I was so out of it already. Because I'm like, I ain't doing sports. I don't want to be in here.
Yeah.
I got mad ADD. I can't even focus. But I got my associates, and I told her, I'm done. So then I ended up moving La Cienega, like Jefferson over there. And I was just doing stand-up. Now, at the time, my aunt told me before I moved out, she's like, you don't need a car. It's just like Chicago. You can take the bus and train everywhere. That lady was a liar. That lady lied.
Hell no. LA, you need a car.
You need a car.
If you move out to LA, y'all need a car for sure.
Get a car.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And this is before Ubers and Lyfts.
Oh yeah.
So I'm on the bus.
Shit.
Going to comedy shows. I'm doing open mics everywhere throughout the city. I'm going to Koreatown. I'm going to Inglewood. I'm going over off Hollywood, Sunset, Black Factory. Everywhere. Everywhere. And they give you those 5 minutes you can go. I'm going everywhere. And I used to go, man, I wanted to do 5 mics a day. So like that was my thing.
Yeah.
But I'm taking the bus. Think about that travel time. I'm on the 7:33, 33 to 6. And I live on the west side. So I'm just doing that and I'm writing on the bus. And dog, just the crazy shit. Like the homeless people getting on the bus. I'm like writing all of this just like this shit crazy.
So you getting material from your travels to the club.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Bro, I almost got jumped, dog. Some dudes pressed me once.
What?
Because I'm tweaking, G. Like I'm on the bus.
Yeah.
So that's how I got around. I went to a show downtown. I don't even know if it was like an open mic. The dude promised me like 15 minutes. I was like, okay, I'll go. I found him on Craigslist, right?
Oh,
so
damn.
he's like, looking for comics. I'm like, yeah, bet. Like, that's how I used to get the shows.
Yeah.
Because, again, this is before, these apps came out where, best open mics. And
where you can, navigate and know where to approach them.
You could go online. I would sometimes, this is back, MapQuest too, bro.
Ain't no apps, ain't
no Waze or Google Maps.
No Waze or Google Maps on there.
And so I'm getting lost. I don't know LA. But I need to I gotta be a comic, man. I gotta start getting paid.
So you were really going after being a comic as opposed to an actor. So when did you transition into being an actor, and how did you get into the acting game?
Actually, it may have been this show or the show after the show. I almost got jumped going to that comedy thing. It was like a ratchet show or whatever. So I had like the wrong colors on. So people on the bus like, "Hey, cuz, where you from, cuz?"
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm at. To know where I'm from, I don't know where I'm at. That same show, actually, my then manager, my first manager ever in LA, was at the show. And she was just going like, so I would sell free comedy or some shit like that. She came in.
This your first manager?
My first manager. Really cool lady.
Yeah.
It was Dreamland Talent.
Dreamland?
Yeah, Dreamland Talent. They were out in the valley. She was over there. She taught me.
What?
And really cool. Just, I think, you know those smaller boutique management companies where like they want to do stuff for you, but they can't?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. And to be fair, like me having nothing on my credit, having no credits, and just being strictly like in the stand-up world, she got me a few things that like some auditions that, you know, I got in there. I was able to be able to be seen. And one of them was a Nickelodeon show at the time that was a pilot that I got really close on. And that one hurt because like I thought like, you know, that was it. Like they pinned me. And I think when they didn't go my direction, her and I was like, I did everything I could do, like, you know.
Oh damn, she was like, that was it.
Yeah, so I feel like I then got lost in the sauce and like the people that she was repping. Great lady, but just I was with her way too long. And I think as actors, we get so married on like the relationship with our reps that like we're afraid to leave them because we have loyalty and we stay with them because of that. But if roles were reversed, we all know they'll drop you in a heartbeat.
Gems.
Like
that's facts, man.
That's
facts. No, you really get attached to like just based out of loyalty. Like, oh no, because you probably were like, man, she believed in me when nobody else did. She was my first one. Like, I can't leave her. But what you really have to remind yourself, and a lot of actors have to remind themselves, is that this is a business.
Period.
This is a business. You have to act as such.
That's it.
You can't just be like, oh no, because you're acting on feelings.
Yep. Yeah.
You got to be like, wait, is this helping me or is this holding me back?
We get so wrapped up into that, like, man, they really invested in me.
Yeah.
I can name 3 managers and agents after that still happened to me because I'm like, I'm such a loyal individual.
Yeah, same, yep.
And I pride myself on that.
Yeah.
But when I start learning this is a business,
yeah,
and I see my homies get dropped all the time right before pilot season, like with no warning.
Yeah, you just like, you out, it's like, oh, wait, what? I'm out here in the Wild Wild West with no reps?
So then it's a cold world. Now y'all can do it. But when I know that you're not sending me out because you got to look at their board too. A lot of these people have a ton of views on their board, and you will get lost in the sauce, and they won't put you out. So now it's like, you waited.
Waste of time, yeah.
You waited. Why? This is your life, your career. You are your own brand.
Yeah.
If you don't look out for your business, no one will. So then you kind of got to have like, I think the only difference for me is I just toughened up over the years and like, it's a fucking cold world. Listen, this is my career and I got to make the best decisions. I love you. You're a great person.
Yeah.
It ain't working out. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of relationships, rather agents, managers, friends, they're seasonal, bro. Like they did what they supposed to have done for you.
Say acting is like a relationship, man.
Abusive one.
Abusive. And it's like the same thing with agents, man. It's like, yo, they either in your life for a season. What is it? A reason, a season, or a lifetime. Yeah. And that's facts. It's like it's just on you to really decipher, you know, how you want to go about it, man. So. Wow. So how did you start? Like, when did you start working as an actor? I want to get in there. Like,
define working though, because this is always my thing. I would book something randomly sporadic before I was 24. 24 was my mark where I'd book a random commercial and I'm geeked. Yes, I did it. Yeah. I'm also doing short films at the time. I'm doing all these student projects over at LMU, USC.
So you're doing all the grit, the grind, getting your reel, getting all of that stuff.
Everything. I've done it. At the time, my aunt, the church she was at, she was like, you got to do these plays at the church. This person know this person. Nobody ever knew anybody, but I'm at the church and this guy. Stop. You're like, who he know? Yeah. No. That's his cousin. Oh, my auntie got me again. I'm doing it all. Damn. Right?
Yeah.
So, but I was still polishing my stuff up.
Yeah, but you're still working on, like I was saying, you getting 10,000 hours in.
That's, yes.
Right.
Yes. And then eventually signed with an agent called Daniel Hoff Agency.
Come on now. Represent D Hoff in the gang, baby. Come on.
Signed with him.
Yeah.
And it's funny, too, because I'm about to call Danny out on this if he sees it.
I got Danny coming on Thursday.
You got to tell him Amos gave him a shout out.
Okay.
Danny didn't want me at first.
Really?
He didn't want me. And then, like, I think we talked about it after, but like when I first auditioned, I forget exactly what he said, but he's like, "No, I just don't see it." I'm like, "What more do I have to do?" But we had some agents in there that were fighting for me, and hey man, look how much money we're making now.
Hey man,
You know what I mean?
now, man. But that's what you have to do. You overcome adversity.
Yeah,
Because I think it took me like 3 times before I got in with Danny.
Yeah,
Like I did, because he had the open calls. So
Yep.
I did like about, I want to say 3 open calls. And then like the last 2 I got callbacks on, but then I didn't get. You know,
But that I do listen. Like I do like that. You have to work for it because when I got in, I was like, it felt good.
Yeah.
Because the first time I did it, like it really shit on me. Like I knew some people that were like, yeah, he's just not feeling it. It's like you're too comic-y. It's like gaming. Like they're trying to like step around the word.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what y'all want me to do? Listen, I'm not gonna be the sexy black boy y'all looking for, but I'm gonna book them funny ones.
I'm going to put the funny ones.
That I'm gonna do. And like, yeah, man, like they didn't fuck with me at first. So, yeah, I eventually got in, and him and I we've been making money ever since.
So when you got in, were you taking classes? Did you take classes like once you got to LA? Like how did you start to like,
Yeah.
get that work, those booking those nationals and all of that stuff, like the big time commercials?
Yeah, this is about to be very controversial. I started doing classes instantly. It's when I stopped doing the classes when I started booking.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
For commercials?
Everything.
Really?
And
Go
granted, you should always be in class, you should always be practicing, you should always be studying, you should always be doing this.
Yeah.
But I'm also one of those people that you should never stay in the same class for more than 2 years, actually more than a year, because I think you get everything out of it. Then you start sounding like the people that you're in, and you start becoming off note, and then it becomes too robotic, and you're not reacting anymore. You got to switch up teachers, man, because like you should try it's like different fighting styles, right? Like I grew up wrestling.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm just constantly wrestling somebody with judo, then I got to learn something else. Now I learned jujitsu.
Yeah.
Now I got to keep opening my arsenal up. And it's just like the same thing with acting. Like when I was in Leslie Kahn, it was great for me.
Yeah.
But then I started, like how we would break down the antitheticals and like everything
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
I started sounding like everyone in the class. And so what gave Amos Blackman his gym, then gave him like the oomph.
Yeah.
I started losing it because I just became so robotic, and it just felt like I was hitting my buttons and my beats. I was waiting for my next beat.
You were really,
and we were
becoming so
all
technical.
putting the beat exactly what we were taught to break it down.
Oh.
And that opened my eyes. Like shit, I think I gotta like leave this class.
Yeah, because you're losing like the essence of who you are.
Yeah.
And you're becoming the system.
Yes,
You're just
I was
like a machine. Like you're just getting pumped out of the system, and you're like, I'm hitting the reversals, or I'm hitting this and that. and
exactly
you're
where
hitting,
they teach you to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So you
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people don't realize it. Like, I don't know why I'm not booking. It was a great read.
Yeah.
Like I've helped so many of my friends with these auditions. I'm like, oh, you're talented as shit. Like, can I swear by the way?
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, I'm like, you're talented as shit. Like, it's really good, but it's just like kind of like blah. Like, it's nothing about you that emoting through it. And like, I'm looking at, I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, this is what I'm probably doing because I'm sounding like everyone in my class, and we sound great.
Yeah.
But I mean, the person that always wins it is like the dude takes shirt off because he's in it and he's reacting.
Yeah.
He probably forgot his lines, but he's fucking here and he's actually acting and listening.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck about where that reversal's supposed to be.
Yeah.
He's gonna make it where it's, you get what I'm saying?
He's more natural. It's more lived in.
It comes off more authentic, and he's living in it.
Yeah.
And then when you're in class and like a lot, and you're just rehearsing these same things and these techniques, everyone's going over the same script.
Yeah.
You start to sound the same.
Ooh, that's
And
a
that's
gym,
a
man.
fact.
Listen, what classes were you taking? You said Leslie Kahn. What classes did you take before you stopped?
I'll name 3. I'm not gonna name all of them.
Okay, go
because
ahead.
some of them were bad. I and like I just like did not agree, like even the on camera techniques. And I did Sherry Shaw.
Okay.
I did Lee Kilton Smith, actually.
Lee Kilton Smith.
Yeah, that lady. If you don't know about her, check her out. Like, she's pretty cool.
Okay.
Because she doesn't just teach you how to break down the script. Because she's like, hey, I know you motherfuckers can act.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be here if you know, like, she's like, what I'm here for is to teach you how to look at this through a different lens. Like, you all just beginning. Remember that. Forget about yesterday. You got to have it. Like, it's like the quarterback. Right?
Yeah.
Got to have amnesia, dog. Forget about yesterday. That's the only way you can keep going for 10 years.
Damn.
It's crazy because it's like, man, you can't think about what happened yesterday, bro, because this shit'll break you down.
Yeah. When you started to work, I mean, like, what was that like? Like, what was, if you remember, your first national?
My first national was Kevin, with Kevin.
Really?
Kevin and I.
Kevin Miles, Jacob State Farm.
Kevin and I, we booked a Ford commercial as a national. It was dope, man. It was one of those football spots. You know the ones. They run all football season.
Yeah.
You don't know what check you about to get until you get it, because like they were running it a lot. And it was a Ford spot. Kevin and I, we met. Like, you from Chicago? I'm from Chicago. You know him? Yeah, I know him. That's my cousin. You know? Oh, bro. Became close friends after that. And then I remember how that felt when I got the first check. I didn't know, because I was doing random stuff, local stuff.
So you didn't know how much money you were gonna get paid?
No, dog. No. I said, "What's a national?" Because I don't know. And the first check was obviously it was your day rate.
Yeah.
That came out to like $700. We also did overtime.
Yeah.
So that $700, I'm like, man, that's cool, man.
Oh, you was happy with that?
Oh, that's money. Hey, that was a fun gig. And Danny's like, no, you get residuals. I was like, yeah, I got it. I got it, bro. They done already sent it to me. Thank you, though. No, Amos, they're gonna keep airing it, and they're gonna pay you more every time they air it. Oh, I get paid every time. They gonna pay me this every time. No, that's not. Just be on the lookout. Just give me your ad so I can send you the check. That next check, boy, I think that second check, they broke it down in 2 segments. One check was for like $4,000, and the other one was $3,000. And that went all football season.
And it went all football season.
And I said, I think we got one.
I think I like this acting shit.
I think I like that.
What's a national? Just for people who are like, watching, like, what's a national? What does he mean? Like, what?
Nationally aired. So you have your wild spots, your local spots, nationals. You have now they do SAG New Media, internet scale. So like the YouTubes, Facebooks.
Yeah. So it's like different tiers to like the commercial world, but a national commercial, it is a commercial that airs constantly and it airs nationally. So it's in all markets, New York, Atlanta, Hawaii, like wherever you at, you're going to see this commercial. And every time that commercial airs, you get paid from it. So you get residual income every time that commercial airs. So that's what a national, and that's like the creme de la creme of
that's what you want
commercial.
Because again, the way that works for them is they have to buy ad space on said TV show or basketball game, football game. And if they buy that spot and it's prime time.
National commercials are very lucrative.
Yes. And so that's when I actually started transitioning out of stand-up into acting, because I had to make a choice. Like, do I want to struggle paying my rent?
Yeah.
Or do I want to like do this commercial game and really give it my all and start making some money? So that's when I started transitioning into acting as a comedic actor instead of just doing stand-up.
Wow. What gems would you like give somebody who just starting into acting and they want to get like, just for, since we're talking about commercials, just to start into the commercial game, like what are some best practices that they can apply to like start to try to break into the business? I
feel like you got to remember commercials, or you're trying to sell something. And when I started booking, like I think I had a couple of years where it was like I was on fire. The one thing that I realized is like, you have to be expressive. You have to be what you think that they want, because you're trying to sell something. I'm trying to sell this remote, right? Like, so You have to like, hey, you know, like just be the person that they think that you are because they liked your headshot for some reason. So be the person that whatever's on that paper, read it 3 times because you always will miss something.
Yeah.
And when you give them exactly what they want that's on that paper, just, you know, like you don't have to overact because they always say sit in it, be more natural.
Yeah.
Like let it go. And it's like they say that, but if you give them exactly what's on that paper and don't oversell it, don't try to come off too much because that you can read that on camera and that's never good.
Yeah.
I would also say you have to have a good headshots. You have to now I would say get an acting class. Mm-hmm. Even though I said what I just said.
Yeah.
But if you're beginning,
if you got it, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, you got to go get it.
Yeah.
So like you at that point you had it. Like you already had like your essence. You already knew because you took the classes already.
Yeah.
So you already knew what was bad, what worked for you, what didn't, and now you're able to apply it.
Yep.
It's not like you came out straight from Chicago and was like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that shit.
Yeah, because then you don't know anything. So you have to learn. And so once you know, because people don't know if they want to act until they get into it. Because how you gonna know you want to do some shit if you've never been in front of people?
Yeah.
Some people are like, I want to act, I want to do it, and they get in front of the camera. I'm like, hi, my name is I'm 5'7" and I'm from. Bro, leave the room. Like, I just get nervous. You said you wanted to be an actor, though. Well, now when everybody looking at me, what you think they gonna do? So a lot of these people think they want this, man.
Yeah, a lot of people think they want it.
They want it, but they don't.
Like, how did you start like working as much as you are now? Like, were you pretty much picking up lessons while you were doing it? Like, what do you think?
Dude, I'm gonna be dead ass with you, and what I tell all my friends when I help them with self-tapes, and I've seen the difference through them, thus helping me.
Yeah.
Because you know you can never see your own shit, right? Like every time you try to like see, I don't know what's wrong, I don't know why I'm not booking.
Yeah.
But then you have somebody else with a self-tape, you're like,
Yeah.
because we all make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. This is gonna sound really simple, but when you and I really mean this, when you start throwing things away, and just play it natural, that's when you start to see your most authentic work. And I think that's what casting directors look for.
Yeah.
They don't want people to sound like the same cookie cutter program where everyone sounds the same. So I think what started changing for me commercially and theatrically is when I stopped caring. And I'm being completely honest. Like when I stopped caring, like it needs to be like this, and I just started having fun with it.
Yeah.
And you always hear this, like day one of acting class or like school. Have fun.
Yeah.
Throw it away. Bitch, what does that mean? It genuinely, learn the lines, throw it away, commercially or theatrically, right? I go, every time I book commercially, man, I just go in there, I see people tense in the room, and they're like looking at the other people, and like their anxiety's kicking, and they're nervous, like, okay, I gotta do it. Fuck it. You'll have more. Just go in there, be you, because they want you.
Yeah.
Because if they wanted someone to go and read the lines, they'll probably get one of those readers that they have that can probably do it. You have the look, just be you. Have fun, go in there and just do it. And that's when I started booking. I'm just like, hey, everybody, it's Butterfingers, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, fucking around, like, y'all want me to do it again? They're like, no, we like that. I'm like, I know, because I wasn't going to do it again. Like, they're like, that's what we want. And that's everything that I've ever booked, even TV. It's just like I'm learning the lines. I'm going to give it to you how a nigga from Chicago about to give it to you. Because before I was trying to be what I thought they wanted. They don't know what they want. So how can you be something that they're not even sure? So all I know is this. Yeah, I can't like dim that down because I used to try to like make people feel comfortable. I'm a loud person. I got a lot of energy. Everything I do is just like a lot.
Yeah.
You about to get that in the script. I'm going to give you the character. I know where this person's been. I'm going to, do my research on it. But at the end of the day, I got to do it like a nigga from the south side of Chicago. And that's it. And that's all you can do. Yeah.
Like, and I talked about that with like my boy Jordan L. Jones, just going in there and doing it your way because in audition, that's the only time you're going to be able to do it your way. Because once you go on set, it's a whole different thing. There's other players, producers, they're going to change it. It's all of that. So have fun in the audition. Swing for the fences, try new things, experiment. But really craft and cultivate it into what you see. Like, what would you want to see on TV with that role?
And a lot of people, when I tell them this too, like it's easier said than done. You get in these rooms, they're intimidating, or nowadays via Zoom or whatever it's at. It's like it's intimidating, so you want to play it right, and it's like they're not looking at you for that James Jones from Minnesota or Allison Moore from Kentucky. They want that.
Yeah.
They don't want what you think it may be, because that's not why they got you in this room. They chose you for a reason. You probably had a little slight accent. You got a lisp. You got something that's just different about you. Yeah. Don't hide it, because people can see when you try to fake the funk. You know what I'm saying? And it will come across. Everything reads on that camera.
Yeah, no, 100%. You said that too. You said you would try to dim down who you were at first because you thought that's what they wanted. But naturally, like you said, you're a loud person. This is your personality. So you were dimming that down at first to like try to appease, or you think that's what they want, that you thought that was what was going to get you roles?
Yeah. Because the worst thing they hear is like, hey, let's bring it up a little. That's the worst thing, because if the note is like that, but let's bring it down a notch, or like, that's a better note than for them to say, can you bring it up? Because they can always bring you down. If you're going to say, hey, we're going to do that, but just half of that. And split the difference over here, because you're just playing it wild. And that's a better note than, do you have any more?
That's and that's what, it's funny because I say that same thing. It's like, that's a better note, is to
1,000%.
Oh, just bring it down.
Yeah.
Because you already at the top. You already at the peak. So it's like, oh, you just want less? Okay, no problem.
I can easily do that.
But if, like you said, if you ain't got nothing left in the tank, if you like, oh, I gave it all I got, they're like, yeah, give me more of that. And it's like,
that's all I had. You hear me?
Yeah.
Imagine hearing that anywhere else, like in the bedroom. Yeah. I need a little bit more. That's all I have. That's terrible to hear. And then it starts to mess with you psychologically, because now you're gonna mess and fumble up everything else.
Damn, that's a great analogy. Yeah, because then you going in, it's like, okay, baby, just a little less. It's like, I did. I'm doing my thing.
Now you're feeling yourself.
Like, more. You like what?
Deeper.
Like,
that's all I had.
That's all I had.
That's all I had. Now you start to fumble. Now you. Get off those blue. That's not the line. That's not the line. Y'all get from around there. That's not the. What's the line? Because now you're thinking they want more. I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is.
Where am I going to get it from?
Exactly. Where you going to get it from? And then you become kind of like in the bed. You become insecure, and you like, damn, I thought I was doing that. I gave everything that I had, but they want more, and it's like, fuck. And that's a great analogy. That's a real gem right there.
That's why you don't do it. That's why it's like, I've learned on the job. I've been told both. Yeah. Because I'm trying to be somebody, so I'm like this. And hey, everybody, make sure you eat Skittles and Starburst at the same time. Because, hey, Amos, do you have a bit more? I thought, but I read y'all said that y'all wanted a cool conk. Okay. And now I'm in a head. And now we on take number 16. And because I'm fumbling, because I'm now in my head. But when I'm over here like this, either it's theatrical or commercial, and I'm gonna be me, motherfucker. It ain't da-da-da. They love it, or they're like, Amos, love that take, but like bring it down a notch and like just play the camera more, and like we got it. Yeah. We got it. And I'm like, all right, tight.
Tight.
You said you liked it? All right. I can do that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You got to think about it. You really do.
Yeah. How did you start to transition into the TV and film world? And did you have an agent? Did you have a manager? Like, how did you?
So I think everything in my career has worked out simply because word of mouth. It's always like, Amos is a great talent. You gotta get him. You gotta find him. Go talk to him. Yeah. I talked to people, went him over. I found my agent at the time. I really liked them. This main title.
Main title, okay.
And to piggyback off what I said earlier, it's one of those things where you stay in a relationship too long. I'll get to that, but that was one of those relationships. But I found them. They got me from nothing, no credits at all, television credits. And I think she found me from seeing one of my commercials that were like lengthy, and it was like showing like a lot of expressions. It was fun. It was my Anchor. I had a commercial with God, what's the guy? It's anime Archer. Sorry, Archer. Okay. Boy. She found that. I was like, oh, you want to come in and read? Read 3 times. Every time I read it, she's like, we hear this script every day for like maybe like 15 different people. I've never heard anyone read it like that. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but you definitely just taking it and making it yours. I was like, that's all I know. And she's like, well, we like that. They gave me a shot. First thing I booked with them was a show called The Connors. No, not The Connors. It was The Middle.
The Middle, okay.
The Middle. Booked that with them. And then after that, shortly after, I think that's when I got TheRookie. And then we started speeding up. But they have like a process. Because also, guys, if you find these agents and managers, you got to have like a strategic plan on how you want to come out in your career. Like you can't just, if you're doing all these leads and recurrings, okay, cool, you may hit one of them, but like you got to be strategic. You got to know these casting offices. They got to see your face. They got to know what you're capable of. So I was doing co-star, bump up to guest star, recurring. Then you kind of got to play the game in that regard, because a lot of these casting offices, they may see you in certain things, but if they don't see, like I've never done drama. I never would get called in for like these dramatic roles because they've never seen me. So we're playing the long game, and I appreciate that because we built out a strategic plan on how we're going to win these casting offices over. And then when we get in that way, I'm going to build up some credits. That way we can go in, they can go in and pitch me for some of these bigger things. And then it's up to me to win that. And they need to see a body of work and then say, yeah, actually we do see him for that role.
It's like it's a business, so you have to have a plan. You have to know how you want to approach the business side of acting. So you can't just be like, oh, I want an agent, or I want to be on this show or whatever. It's like, what are you doing to get on that show? Whether you have an agent or not, you need to be actively pursuing that, whether going to casting director workshops, looking up who's the casting director of that show, looking up who the players are on that show, looking up you should look up who's a co-star, the person that has 2 lines on your favorite show that you want to be on. And then go to IMDb Pro, see who they're rep by. Oh, that's their agent? Okay, so they are like an agent that builds credits.
Oh, yeah.
So look for the patterns.
Oh, to even tell you that, too, the way I ended up... So when I first came out here, I don't know if this bookstore still exists, but Samuel French.
Yeah. I don't know if it's still... I don't know.
I think went out of business. I can't remember.
With the top 25 agents
in
the book. Come
Talk
on, man.
to me.
Come on.
What I'm telling you, you got to be hungry. If you're not hungry and you're getting into this, you're like, I think I want to do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
But if you're like, I need to do it, do it.
Yeah.
Those are the people that win. Because I swear to God, when I came out here, I sent my resume, has shot out to 150 agents, managers, and then I looked up where all the casting director workshops, and I just wrote them, hey, new in town. Granted, a lot of these people don't throw this shit out.
Yeah.
But the 3 that did get back to me, that's who I signed. But you feel what I'm saying?
Come on.
You feel what I'm saying?
Come on. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you have to do. And for the viewers and the listeners out there watching, Samuel French, I don't think it's still there. I don't know. But it was like a bookstore, kind of like an acting library that had
the Holy Grail for sure.
Yeah. So it had like, stage plays. It had different, acting, scripts, plays, and all that stuff there. But they also had a section where they had booklets that had the top 25 talent agents in town, or the top 20 or the top 50 commercial agents, and they had their their phone number, their email, their address, and you can openly submit to them.
And the cool thing about it too, a lot of them will tell you we don't take open submissions via online, or we don't take unsolicited hard mail.
Yeah.
So they will tell you.
Yeah, they'll tell you. And I was a rule breaker because I'm a habitual rule breaker. Same. So people were like, no, you're not supposed to call them or whatever.
Hello,
I'm calling to submit for, because I was like, if nobody's doing it, then I'm gonna be the one that's doing it. So
and you have to.
I've never had anybody say, I called the agent like, hey, I'm looking to submit, and they were like, hey, you're not supposed to call.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever did that to me. So I will call them and be like, hey, I'm looking to seek commercial representation or theatrical representation, and I want to know how to do that. And they'll be like, oh, yes, you can send it to this email right here. Put this in your header and we'll review it. And I was like,
9 times out of 10, dude, everyone's very respectful. They're like, actually, we don't do that. I'm sorry. But if you want to give this a shot, and they'll lead you to the right way. Yeah. And it's like, that's what I did as well, man. I was like, first of all, scary money don't make money. So exactly. I'm about to go.
I was doing the same thing, man. I sent so many headshots. I went to Samuel French. Then they had an app. I think it was like a Backstage app.
Yeah.
It had the app. It had all of the agents and managers' information on there, and I submitted to every agent, every manager, headshot, resume. I would mail it, physical copy. Like I would print my shit out, get a see-through envelope where you can see my headshot.
I was gonna say something though,
and I sent it. What?
One thing that I learned during this whole experience, man, how expensive postage stamps are.
Oh yeah. Nigga,
nobody talks about that.
Nigga, that shit is expensive as shit. Especially when you sending 100-something headshots to motherfuckers.
Oh my God, how much?
Yeah.
Because you send 100 out. So find loopholes. I found you gotta have somebody that, if you got an auntie, uncle, or somebody you know that work at somewhere that they stamp out things for free, do it, please do it.
Or I mean, now everything's email, because that's what the other thing, because it would say hard copy submissions in the book. But then I would call them, and they'd be like, oh, we take email. I was like, oh, perfect. Just save me $4, $5.
I will say something about that. This is probably the greatest. Listen to what I say. Do not copy and paste the same email to everyone, because they are all friends. I know it sounds hard, but you got to change up something in everything that you do. I know so many people that did that, and they would just copy and print everything. Hi, I'm looking forward to going to your place because da-da-da. And it's the same thing. And it's like, well, what makes them special? Because everyone has egos in this industry, and you kind of got to feed into it. Like, well, I want to sign to CAA because you guys are this obviously an example, because you can't do that CAA. But because you guys are the great, you have this person, this person, this person, and I feel like I would fit in, and I saw your roster, and I know you have no one that looks like me. You kind of got to make it specific. And I guarantee you, dude, if you send it out to 100, and if only 5 reply, that's 5 more than you had.
Yeah, make it specific. That's a good one. Yeah, you definitely want to make it specific, not just copy pasting it to everybody. Like,
they know. Exactly.
But also, as far as like, I mean, you don't necessarily have to do what we've done. We sent 150, but as I got, more
credits and stuff.
Yeah, more credits, and just once I got my toes in, I really started to get specific and target certain agents and managers or whatnot when I would submit. So I wouldn't submit to like 150. No. I get like a good 20, 15 that I really like. Yeah. Because I did my research on them. And I'm like, okay, I know they rep people that are like me, or they get certain credits. Yeah. And this is the route I want to go with my career. Yep. And I've done my extensive research on those different agencies. So that's why I'm going to target and put all my attention on getting someone in those, in that field.
Well, that's smart. But when you're coming in, though, and you have nothing,
exactly,
you kind of got to throw the pasta on the wall and see what sticks. Because you have no idea who's going to want you. Yeah. Because you don't know you don't know what your type is yet. Yeah. You don't know. And honestly, I'm going to say it again. Know your lane and stick in it. If that's when you're coming up, whatever your look is, just know your lane and know what people like you look like, your type on television. Yeah. Know what it's booking. If you know you're not a comedic actor, don't press that. Know if you're the pretty boy, fucking dive into it until you want to venture out, until you get some credits and you're like, now I want to be versatile. Yeah. But like when you're first coming in, you kind of got to get in. And now you're like, surprise, bitch, I'm in. Yeah. I can do this, now that, dance, you know? Yeah. But when you're coming in, man, like, I always, like, my grandma used to say all the time, like, you can't catch 2 chickens at the same time. You got to focus. So maybe just focus on one thing and just really dive into that. Yeah. Like, and that's I see a lot of people doing it. I'm like, bro, what do you do?
Yeah, But get specific and stay in your lane. Like, whatever comedic actor, leading man, whatever.
Just get
all in that. Yeah, get in, and then now you can switch it up. Like Kevin Hart, he got in with the comedy. Now he's like, I'm gonna do true story for y'all.
You hear me?
Now. You feel me? Like
that's what you gotta do. It's brilliant. Yeah. But people don't think like the long game, man. It's just I want to book something. It's like, you gonna book something you don't want.
Yeah.
And they gonna keep casting you for it. Yeah. So that's very important.
What's the worst part of the industry to you?
Honestly, worst part of the industry for me, it's a 2-parter. Okay. And I'll speak from actor's point of view. Yeah. I've been doing this for a while, and I have a lot of friends that went back home because they give up too early, in my opinion, because they're comparing themselves to other people. And I know you've heard this as well. It's like, Well, they're just not hiring me right now. They're only hiring Asian people. Or they're not hiring me. They're only hiring black people. Black people in right now. They only just want a gay person. They only want a light-skinned person, man. Dark-skinned people ain't winning.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't want blondes. They want redheads now. It's like, dude, everything is seasonal. I used to be in that same boat. I hate when my friends bitch about that. Like, literally, as other actors complain, like, they just don't like, no, you're just not okay, I will say this again. All the commercials I booked, like, in the 3 years where I was hot, I never went out with other black dudes, ever.
Really?
Ever. Butterfinger was supposed to be a white guy. I was the only black dude in that. They didn't want to see me. And I think I was probably just one to say, we saw one, but I showed them something different that they didn't know they wanted.
Wow.
Everyone, I kid you not, dude. Like, I have a lot of people, the DB castings, the 200 South of Brea's, like all these places. I'm telling you right now, it was the only black dude. Which I started feeling some type of way, like, damn, like, how you niggas see me?
Yeah.
Like, but I kid you not, like, I'm like the quirky black dude that they were like.
But that's your lane.
And they didn't know they wanted it until I showed them. So then I hear, like, some of my white friends, like, nah, dude, they're just going minorities right now. Or, like, you gotta be biracial nowadays. Like, you can't win. And if I had $1 for every time I heard them, I'm like, nah, bro, like, you can get it. But if that mentality, you're not gonna book it. I went to all these white boys who were, like, hella nerdy, and I'm like, I got it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but even going into it, like, looking at, they not taking no jobs away from you.
Yeah.
Like, we can all eat, B. Like, that, and we compare ourselves to other people thinking, like, oh, man, like, they taking food off my plate. No, they're not.
That's called, like, relative deprivation.
Yep. Yeah.
So you are comparing yourself to people in your circle. So, like, we in the same circle. I'm like, damn, James is killing it right now. And I'm only booked, like, one co-star, or I'm not really doing it like he's doing. He's killing it right now. Oh, damn, Kev is doing that. Man, it's just crazy. But it's relative deprivation because Malcolm Gladwell said that, and that's what he characterized it as in his book.
I know exactly.
It's relative deprivation, which means you're only comparing yourself to your circle. You're not looking at the grand scheme of things. When you broaden your perspective and you're like, wait, I booked like 3 co-stars. That may not, your other friends may have booked some big shit movie and the spokesperson or whatever. But when you look at how many actors are in this fucking town that haven't booked a co-star or haven't been on TV at all, you're fucking killing it. It's like if you're at Harvard and you get a fucking C in class, like, of course you're gonna feel like, damn, what the fuck, I got a C? But a C at Harvard, you're at fucking Harvard.
Bro,
a C at Harvard is a fucking A plus. Anywhere else, but you're at the most prestigious institute in the world.
But you don't see it.
But you don't see it because it's all relative. So you're like, damn, this is my peers. All my peers are fucking doctors, the fucking next big thing. So that's what you're comparing yourself to. But when you really step back and be like, wait, I'm not really doing that bad
at all. And I swear to God, I was just talking about this when I was at Joshua Tree talking to a lot of my friends. I have a lot of friends I love to death, but some of my boys, they get in their head like, man, I don't have this. I'm like, dude, you've been on 3 TV shows. You travel for comedy, bro. You gotta like, what are you doing?
Well,
like, take a step back and be grateful. Now, I've actually, as I've been getting older, I've been learning to actually appreciate the journey.
Yeah,
that's the most important part, is appreciate the journey. Appreciate the journey. Appreciate the journey. I can't stress it enough because if you don't enjoy this journey, dog, you're done. Because this is a cold journey.
Yeah, and
you don't always win. But if you can appreciate this journey, and I've been preaching this for my whole life, man. It's like, if you don't actually enjoy this, you're not gonna do it because it's not all wins.
Yeah.
People don't see them L's. No. People don't see them late night self tapes that we gotta do.
Self tapes that you stay up till 5 a.m. and don't get.
You know what I'm saying? You get more of those than the Butterfingers and all the shit that people see. You get way more of those. You get the trying to do a self tape in the morning, but the lawnmower going off or the car and the plane, and then you send it in like 2 minutes to spare, and you're exhausted, and you still don't get it. That's the journey. If you don't fall in love with that process, you're done. I think I've learned to love it.
And that's what you have to do. You have to learn to love it and get a good core, group around you that makes it fun. Like, it's doing those late night self tapes are horrible if you're doing it with somebody you don't really want to be around. But when I start, when we do it with friends, we cracking jokes, we laughing at your tape like, damn, that shit was funny. You fucked up right there, or whatever. But you're making the experience fun, and we're all in it together. So when you're doing the tape, you're going to give some critique, but you're also going to make the experience fun. We're talking shit, we're chopping it up. And it's fun.
Yep.
We're not worried about the job at that point. We're like just having fun. So that's what I feel is important.
Can I be honest? I think my most important rule of it all is it's enjoying the journey. If I honestly had to pin it down to anything in the acting industry, it's enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, because that's what it is. Like those wins that you see, even when you're booking a TV show, you're a few months, then you're back on it and you're auditioning unless you're offer only. But besides that, you're still auditioning just like everyone else.
Enjoy the journey, because once you book one thing, right after you shoot that one thing, you're unemployed.
That's what people don't understand. I got cousins like, man, you always on TV. It's like, because I like doing the hard, I like doing the auditioning. I like going out because that shit's fun to me, bro. I'm like, I know where I can be if I went back to Chicago. I've seen it. I don't want to go back there. This niggas ain't got, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I really appreciate it. I'm like, I'll be really like out here doing this stuff. Like, and I think about that. All of my friends that lose that, they go back home. And I'm just like, dude, you just fell out of love with it.
Enjoy every fucking step. Like you book that co-star or you get a callback, your first callback.
Yeah.
Fucking soak that shit up. I got a callback.
You better learn everything you can.
Learn everything you can and appreciate that callback. Oh, you got your first avail.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. When I first started, I have a journal. One of them composition books that you had in school. Yeah. I started to track my auditions. Okay. So I would put my auditions in that notebook. I'll say what it is. I'll say who the casting director is, what time, what the role was, what the description was, all the details of the audition. And I did that to see what casting directors were calling me in a lot. What roles were they calling me in for? And then to track my progress. Yeah. Like, okay, they're calling me in for like the best friend or this guy or that guy. Okay, so I see what my type is, how the industry sees me. So I would do that, and then I'll mark it. I got a callback. I'll put callback in big. Boom. Yeah. Now I can track how many callbacks I got. How many times have they placed me on a veil? I can track that now. Yeah. And then once I start the book, now I got a track record of like, damn, this is my first booking. Yeah. Oh, it's like a scrapbook in a way too, because I would keep like when I go to Warner Brothers, I keep my little, my entrance tag and I put it in there. I keep my pass.
You gotta remember it now.
Yeah, so I still have it to this day. I have like 4 years of that. And then at the end of the year, I would look at the composition book and see how many auditions I got throughout the whole year. I would see what casting directors called me in the most, because I would always send thank you notes to them.
Yeah, of course.
I would send thank you notes and all of that. Cookies. I used to do all types of shit. It was like my thing, and now it's a scrapbook. Now I look back on it, I'm like, that's damn, awesome. This is crazy. I would fucking track this. Oh, damn, this is my first table read name tag that has my name. I got this. Like,
so I realized I was doing that as well. Just two things, but I realized I was doing that as well. So people are always wondering, like, why I'm always Snapchatting stuff every time I'm on the process of doing the auditions, the room, all that. And then I realized I started going back and I would key the notes and I would go back and look at everything. And I was like, damn, I'm like low-key. And I went back to I was documenting it without realizing. And I film everything. That's why I still do it now, because I go back and it's already saved in my archive. Nice. And this was a little gem that I was going to tell people that you could do. I don't know if you do this, but I don't know if you can do this or not. But I'm going to just tell y'all. So when I was getting those, like, you remember the one where I, like, it was, actually, I can't probably say this because it's not out yet, but I booked something really big and I didn't get it.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
I remember so that, a lot of these big like recurrings and like these first leads, and I was getting these callbacks, I was doing like the chemistry read. What I would do is I would take my phone in there and I'd put the voice memo and I would record it. And so I can go back and hear myself, how I read it, hear what they're saying, hear the notes and go back. Because a lot of people, and I would do this going into the rooms as well. Yeah. And sometimes you can ask, hey, do you mind if I could record myself? And sometimes like the casting assistant, like, yeah, I don't care, dude. Like, just do it. And I'd go back and I'd play it back because you hear the notes when you're in it and it's live. And they're like, yeah, like that, but but you don't hear it.
Yeah.
You don't know what they mean until you go back, you play it back and you hear yourself like, that's what I could have done better.
Oh, so you'll hear if you took the note or not. Yeah. Because, I mean, acting is music, so you can...
That's all it is.
You can hear the rhythms and if they're hitting the beats or whatnot.
That's a little gem that people don't realize they can do, and you do it, and it does help you out, man, because if you're playing something and you're reading it like this, and it's really fast, and like, hey, slow it down, bring it, let's play it, let's play it grounded, and like, I don't know what that means. Yeah. And then you go back and you listen to your voice notes, and you're like, oh. And now it's Monday night, what do they call it? Monday morning quarterbacking.
Damn. So you can go back and review the tape.
Yeah.
When you're in those rooms, the nerds can get to you. So you'll be like, yeah, I heard the note, but you didn't really take it.
You ain't hearing those.
You didn't hear the note. You like, oh shit, man, this is a big role. I can get this. This is my life gonna change. So all of that can like cloud your shit.
Does.
So I always play, I play dumb in auditions all the time because I want to make sure I get what they're saying. So when you like, oh, can you be more whatever? They use a big word or they say some shit. And I'm like, I really don't know what they mean. I'm like, so you mean like, and I give them like a little sample, like this, like no, more like this, and then they give you and like, okay, bet, I'll
smart.
do that. So I play it down because I'm like, I'm not about to do the take until I know exactly what the fuck you want from me.
That's smart, because they say shit like honestly, like I see what you're doing, but play it more iridescent. It's like we need a little bit more, make it pop, and then throw a little sprinkle on that. Hey, you're my boy. I don't know
what you just said.
So you gotta ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions in these rooms.
Don't be afraid to ask them questions. I ask a bunch of them shits. I'll be like,
oh yeah.
So you want to, and I'll be doing test runs. That's what they call it. They call it like a test run. So they give me a direction, and I'm like, oh, so you mean like this? Yeah. So I do it for them right there, but they're not filming me. I'm just making sure that that's what they want.
Yes.
And they're like, yes, exactly like that. Okay, bet.
That's smart.
Now I know what to do, and I already did it, and you approved of it. Yep. So now I just got to execute it, and then I got the job.
And that works commercially and theatrically, by the way.
Both sides.
Because they don't want to see you lose. Mm-hmm. They want to get the next person so they can get the fuck out of there. Yep. And that's what I've learned, because I'm like, okay, yes, all right. When I first started, okay, cool. Okay, bye. Get out of there, because I don't want to waste your time. Thank you for seeing me. No, dude, they want you to win. They want you to win so they can leave. Yeah. They want to find the person. Yeah. And I, again, to piggyback off what we said earlier about the circle of friends. I don't keep a circle around me if I know anybody's trying to compete with me, because you're in the wrong circle. All my boys, we inspire each other. Yeah. We keep lifting each other, because that's the circle that everybody's going to start winning, because winning is contagious. Yeah. And when you see this shit, we talk about these things that happen in the room. Yep. This is how I learned. Oh, you did that? That's what you did? Oh, bet. This is what I do. And that's why I'm happy you're doing this, because it's like, we're just talking how we normally talk on a Saturday night with the boys watching boxing, and we put each other on game like, yeah, bro. Yeah. And so you start to, everybody start, all of our friends are winning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody.
Coincidence?
No.
You see what I'm saying?
No. Everybody is killing it. And that's the thing, because we're not afraid to let someone shine or let any or give the game to someone else. Like, yo, this is what I do. Maybe try this shit, or when we're watching the self-tape, yo, do it like this or whatever.
Yep. There's no toxic ego involved, dude. It's just like, yo, I'm gonna tell you how I did it. Even right now, I'll show you the shit that I send to people. Yeah. Do it. Yeah. Do it.
I want to transition into your TV and film. Like, you've been booking TV and film, and then you just landed like a big job. So let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it, man.
Just booked a new show called Damascus on AMC.
Come on.
Star-studded, bro. I will say one thing before I even get into it. I had imposter syndrome as soon as I got in there, and I'm like, really? Oh, that's on there right now. Oh, that's Martin. Oh, that's, oh, damn. All right, man. All right, so let me go ahead and just go. Let me be me. I walk in there like, y'all see his audition table when we did the table read? Was y'all, he hilarious. Now I'm like,
what?
So this is all in my head.
It's all in your head.
It's all in my head. Yeah. And that's half the game, bro. Yeah. That's half the game. We all in our head. Yeah. Because they like you as much as you like them. Yeah. Because we're co-workers now, baby. We got to make this project pop. And so it's a new show called Damascus on AMC. It's a dramedy, sci-fi. It's a mind fucked up. Like, I ain't gonna even cap to you. Oh. It's real. I can't wait for it to come out. It comes out early October.
And it got Martin. Yeah. Martin Lawrence.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who in there with, like, vets and legends.
Bro.
Like.
Yes.
How is that, like, acting opposite someone you grew up watching?
Well, Martin's great because, like, I mean, he's just dope. He hyping me up on set. Oh, I'll see you, baby. Yeah. I'm like... Thanks, man. Honestly, where you from? Chicago. I watched the show. I grew up. But nah, it's cool, man. I noticed a lot of these vets, if you're a co-star, a guest star, and you're just coming in, they'll make you feel comfortable, talk to you, like loosen it up because they know how it is. And then it's like, and action, all right. And now you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And then I drive home, like, I see what he was doing. Yeah. And it worked because I was like, oh, man.
Because they're number one on the call sheet. When you're number one on the call sheet, you have a responsibility to carry the show.
Yeah.
So you have to set the tone for the show, for everybody, the crew, every player that comes on. And, you know, probably like Angela Bassett, I don't know, she might be executive producing that too. So that's a whole other responsibility. So you want to make everybody feel comfortable on set. I know who used to do that? Key and Peele. I used to do background work for Key and Peele. And they would, every time I do a sketch with them, they go around and shake hands and introduce themselves to all the background on set. Hey, what's up, man? I'm Key. I'm Jordan. Hey, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that. And as a background artist, you'd be like, it just makes you automatically want to do more.
You want to
like,
be your best.
I want to be my best. Like they really took the time to like introduce themselves.
It goes a long way, man.
It does.
It really does.
It does. Just being nice and just being like, yo, we don't take you for granted. Just you're not just cattle here in the background. We really appreciate you being here. That shit goes a long way, and that's why they're so successful right now, because they were like real cool and genuine on set.
Because then the production runs smoothly. I remember when a few people came up to me, big actors come up to me, like I'm playing opposite of them.
Yeah.
I'm nervous as shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm young. I'm like, fuck, dude, just don't fuck up your lines. Just don't mess up. All right. And you got all these things going around. You got 5 cameras around and you're freaking out. Like, hey, man, now you got this, baby. So you said, what kind of food can I get over if I go to Chicago? You got to try this.
Yeah.
And it's now I'm like, oh, yeah. Now I feel like we're friends. I'm like, man, dude, you got to try this place. All right, we're ready. Sound speeding? And they're like, now I'm acting with a friend opposed to like this legend. Yeah. And I started peeping that young. I'm like, damn, I know now if I'm ever in that position. Yeah. Because you don't know what these younger kids, man, like this, like they're some of the first big things. And maybe it's a co-star and they just jumped in. Yeah. You're nervous as shit.
Nervous as fuck. And so you wanna feel comfortable, like when the lead of the show makes you feel comfortable, like that goes a long way. That makes you put your best foot forward. It relieves some stress, some anxiety. Like, all right, cool.
It's wild, right?
It's tight, man. Last question before I get into the speed round. You said the worst part of the industry. What's the best part of the acting industry to you? Like, what do you like best about it?
Honestly, I don't know if this is going to sound cheesy or cliche, but like I genuinely love waking up doing what I do every day. Like, you know, you probably can attest to this, but like I have aunties, uncles, cousins, parents that I know that like never loved their job. Yeah. I can wake up every day and say, I love what I do.
I love that. Bro.
Genuinely.
Hey man, it's not cheesy if it was for you, man.
Yeah, no.
It's if you genuinely feel that way, it's not
every day
cheesy.
I wake up, I'm like, dude, I get to act. Yeah. I'm gonna say like I still do it.
Yeah, no, it's trippy. Like you like, damn, I'm doing this.
I got years in the game and I'm still like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Because that makes it so much fun. You still have that kid like approach to it. It's like, damn, this is crazy. Like even when I'm on set with whoever, I'm like, damn, this is trippy. I'm acting with this motherfucker now.
That's wild.
It keeps that excitement. It keeps you going. Like when it becomes like, you know, dull or you're just like immune to it, it's like it's not as fun. No. But when you still like, damn, what the fuck, this is
like
trippy.
This is
like,
dope.
Yo, I used to watch this motherfucker all the time. Now.
And then work it. I love that. That's the best part because I get to perform. I get to just be me. I've had you know, I'm kind of crazy ADD, bro, since a kid, and I've always been told, stop yelling, stop talking, sit down. And my family refused to put me on Adderall, so I'm just wow. I'm just gonna be that. I'm just wow. When the camera's on, they're like, yes, more, be you, go. I'm like, you know,
they embracing it. They're like, let it out. You're like,
be free,
be free.
Like, it's crazy. I love it.
I love it, man.
Because I know I have friends now back in the Midwest, bro, doing jobs that they hate, bro. Yeah, I said, can't be me. Could never be me.
You gotta love what you do, man.
Yeah.
Love what you do. I want to get into the speed round with you. All right. So these are just quick.
I love how prepared you are, by the way.
I'm learning, man. I'm experiencing all this stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me do this now. This is fun. Like, I'm cultivating. You see the beginning stages of cultivating this show. So I'm like, hey, man, I'm trying to make it entertaining.
I live in your world, big dog.
Come on, man. Who would you like to share the screen with? Other than the obvious Denzel, Eddie Murphy, like who would you like to share the screen with?
Dave Chappelle, Matthew McConaughey, Angelina Jolie.
Ooh, okay. What about any up and coming like actors, like, you know?
Zendaya's fire, man. I think the way she holds the attention on camera is pretty good. It's actually so hard because I know as soon as we're done, I'm like, oh, I should have said.
Yeah.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Okay. Yeah. I think who said that? I think Patrick said Tom
Holland as well. That's
Holland,
hilarious.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm doing another one. One more. I'm going to say Rickey Eugene Brown.
Come on, man. Y'all, you watch Patrick's, man. You watch Patrick's episode.
Did he say that too?
Yeah, he said that.
I swear to God I did it. I swear to God I did it. I swear I did it.
Man, I appreciate it, man.
I'd rather work with my friends, though, and put, compare it to other people. I'd rather work with my friends.
Well, we did.
We've been saying this, right?
Yeah.
I did not watch it, so okay, go.
Yeah. You got to fuck one, marry one, kill one. TV, movies, commercials.
Well, they say you do movies to be famous and you do television to get rich. That's what I'm going to say. I'll fuck television, marry movies, kill commercials.
Ooh, okay.
Forgetting where I came from.
Yeah, forget where you... Fuck all that shit. Yeah. This one's a fill in the blank. The first thing I do when I get to set is blank.
Eat food. You know why I'm here. You know why I'm here. If I weren't an actor, I would be blank. Miserable, dog. Some people really can do other things. Like, you met me. I can't. I generally... I have the personality and the aptitude just for television, I feel like.
Born to entertain.
I would like entertaining. I've been doing this. I was like 6, 7 years old. I could see myself in marketing, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be entertaining those fools, and I know they'd probably tell me to get in front of it. Yeah. I created my own app. I like creating apps, and I like different business ventures. I'm owning real estate, so I could probably do that.
Come on, man. Come on. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
The first thing I do when I get in a commercial audition is blank.
Look at the casting office instantly. See if it's in person or if it's on camera. And then read it 3-4 times. Put my phone away.
Like that. And then the same thing for
theatrically. Theatrically, actually, if there's a script attached to it, I read the script. Then I have a app called Celtic. Or no, not Celtic. Audio Link. Get the other one. I just downloaded a new one. Basically, you can just save the file. I'm making an audio file, and I go on runs. I run a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll listen to it. And I'll see it like I'm watching a movie, because that's how I learn. That's the first thing I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dope. That was a good one. If you could only choose one genre to act in for the rest of your career, what would it be? I
feel like this is a softball, but I don't want it to be. So, my genre is comedy, obviously. I don't know if everyone knows that, but like I love sci-fi. I don't watch anything else but sci-fi.
Really?
Sci-fi and comedy is all I watch. But sci-fi, if it's I don't watch dramas.
Yeah.
I watch sci-fi. So if I can be any sci-fi, dog.
That's it. So sci-fi for the rest of the career.
I want to be Static Shock so bad.
Besides acting, I am very good at blank.
Storytelling.
The zombie apocalypse just happened, right? You're in your bunker. You got electricity. But you only get one TV show and one movie that you're locked in that bunker with. What's that movie and what's that TV series?
Sanford and Son. It's a TV show.
The old school, okay.
Oh, there's so many. Oh my God.
Yeah, you gotta watch this over and over, man. Which one?
I can say Sanford and Son, Cheers, but I'd go Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Son, okay, that's it. What about the movie?
The movie. Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused, okay.
Yeah.
You say yeah.
Yeah. It's tough.
That was a good one, man. That was a little speed round. That was a little fun.
Damn.
I'm gonna wrap things up. Before I wrap things up, I got one more thing. How do you feel about, how the business has changed into the self-tape world? Like, how do you feel about that, and how have you been able to navigate that? Like, how have you been able to, because it's a change for everyone. So some people are struggling with that, never been in the room.
Well, at first I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it because I'm more of, and I'm probably self-deprecation, but like I feel like I've never won an audition because like I killed that read. I think I go in there and I talk to the people, my personality. I'm like, I feel like that's how I mostly used to win them. And so I hated it when it started. But now I have such a method. I got my backdrop. I got my camera set up, my lights. I know what I want. I got my reader. I know how it's supposed to look. I'll edit it, chop it up. So now I have such a process. I don't want to go back to the thing, So you got to adapt. And that's anything in life.
Yeah.
Have to adapt, and hopefully we can get back in, but slowly. I would hate to just jump back into it because I love self-tapes now.
Okay.
Because we live in Los Angeles. I don't want to jump on a 405, a 10, and then the one-on-one. I just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, you can book from your house now.
I don't want to get on that. I'm not trying to go to Glendale, dog.
Yeah.
I'm not. So I like it. I do. I hope it stays the same.
Okay. James, this was good, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, brother.
Hey, man.
I'm being dead ass. Thank you.
I love you, bro. This is your camera right here. That's another one. That's the master. So you can split them, do what you want. Tell the people where they can find you, where they can, your Instagram, your social media, and all that. And what's down the pipeline for you? What you got next?
My name is Amos Blackman, James Amos Blackman. You can find me on everything, actually, all social media platforms. Amos Blackman, Amos Blackmon, Amos Blackman.
Yep.
Got a show called The Mask is coming out early 2023. Got a few nationals coming out. I'm doing like this little campaign for the NBA that should be out early October. It's going to be wild. Watch any NBA game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Or go to the NBA game. You can see the banners there for it with me.
Come on.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. Also, DoorDash as well. That's going to be in partnership with them. So that's coming out.
I thought you said also DoorDash as well.
Yeah, no. They're bringing back the Starburst commercial that's coming out mid-October. I have 2 more commercials coming out, but I don't remember. But that's good for now.
You go see. Yeah, if you're watching this, you're seeing his face. You're going to know. If you're listening to this, you're going to know the voice.
You'll see it.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of GIVIN GAME Podcast with my boy Amos Blackman. That boy was dropping them gems off today. Hope y'all pick them things up, put them to use. If this is your first time listening or watching this, please subscribe, like, and comment. Follow the station on Apple Podcasts or, Google Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you're listening to this from. Really appreciate it. The subscriptions and the likes, that really helps out the channel. I'll see y'all next week with a new guest with some new game. We out.
Yeah.